What's up, guys? Belligerent here with another Bloodline video, and today we're going to look at female Gultung. We're going to do a champion spotlight on her, kind of just talk about how I think you should use her, how I think you should build her, uh, and that kind of stuff. We'll go through her skills. So let's pull her up here. Okay, so let's go through her skills first so you understand the champion in case you're new to female Gultung. Okay. Uh, so her active skill hurls a javelin at enemies in a pie-shaped area in front of the champion, dealing damage equal to a percent of strength, consuming 200 energy. Also inflicts an energy mark on the target that expires in 8 seconds. When the marked target is killed, the Lycan, who is female Gultung, the Lycan gains 100 energy. Okay, so just right off it's kind of a weird skill. She consumes 200 energy to use it and only gets 100 energy back. So it's kind of a bad skill, but there it is. So ultimate hurls a javelin at each of the enemies, dealing damage equal to a percent of strength, and also additional damage based on the target's current energy. For each 1% less energy the target loses, the damage is increased by 8%. Okay, so this is her big ultimate. Javelins hit every enemy on the board. So it does, that one does a decent amount of damage. But this is the big reason I believe that you run female Gultung, which is her passive. Normal attacks drain the target's energy by 50 points. If the target is marked, the energy drained by normal attacks is increased by 8%. Okay. And then the how many energy points and how much percent goes up each time you level up the skill. Okay. So just keep in mind all of these skills you're looking at are level 1 skills. So that's why I always say by 8%, because it's going to change as you level these things up. What makes female Gultung very strong is that she has energy control from range. We had energy control before with male Yiv. We got more energy control with male Devala, with the female Snake. But female Gultung is from range and it's consistent. So that's what makes her very strong. Okay. So let's talk about traits. I think there's 2 ways to approach female Gultung, either as control or as a DPS. Okay. Because so if you're going to use her as control, I would recommend something similar to what I have here. Steadfast, you can't change. Agile is a must on female Gultung. Her attacks are too slow without it, no matter which way you're going, whether it's DPS or energy control. The enemy will earn more energy than she can reduce with her basic attacks if you're not running agile. Okay. Then I also threw cunning on her. If you're not familiar with cunning, when the battle starts, enemy's energy gain rate is reduced by 15% for 10 seconds. That just kind of plays into the whole energy control theme. You could build an entire energy control comp if you wanted to. I don't know. I personally don't know a lot about cunning. I don't know if anybody has discovered it. Don't know whether it stacks, all of that stuff. Don't even know if it's working correctly. I do know they changed it from 3 seconds to 10 seconds. So to me, 10 seconds felt significant enough for it to be worthy of a slot. That's a good chunk of the battle, the first 10 seconds. If you can win the first 10 seconds, you definitely give yourself the upper hand. Okay. And then you could go hexproof here, just to add on some more control effects, the silence. You could run something like Fearsome from the Elsdith clan to give you stuns if you wanted to. And then Energetic, I always think, is a good one to run. The other way that you could run her would be more of a DPS build, and that's just going to be kind of your typical meta DPS build. So you'd probably run agile, focused, brutal, and energetic. Okay? So those are the two ways that I would build her. There is definitely some flexibility in the energy control build. And the reason that you don't see the typical traits that you might think of on her when I'm thinking of this build, it's because damage kind of is counterproductive to energy control, because the more damage an enemy takes, the more energy they're gaining. So giving her a brutal on this build counteracts trying to control their energy. Okay, putting any of those other damages, putting focus on there, because I will tell you, and if you followed me for a while, and if not, you can go back and watch some of the videos when I was running my giant Devala, my level, my 100 vigor female Devala. Female Gultung was the champion I hated seeing the most. However, most of the time while I was watching the fight, I was sitting there, thinking in my head or even saying out loud, hurry up and ult, hurry up and ult, hurry up and ult. Because the second that female Gultung ults, it gives my Devala a chance to gain that energy and to go into her ultimate. So I'm not looking for her ultimate to go off if I'm looking for energy control. So I don't want focused. I don't want her energy filling up faster. I don't want brutal because I don't want the damage giving the enemy more energy. Okay? So I just need agile because her attack is super slow without it. And that's the way that I would build her. And then obviously, we'll still take a look at this, but obviously I think, right, you're going to play her in the back. If you have a chance to prepare for the team you're playing, then obviously you would want to put her in the back across from whatever target you wanted to reduce. Okay. Now, a couple of things you can do, like if you're going up against a female Devala, or even if you're preparing for defense, make sure you have a weighted front line. You only want one tank up here, and then you can put a warrior or whatever else you want up here. That way, their 2 slot will go towards the tank. And so, and then that way where most of the pressure is going to come from. Now, if you're running defense and they flip-flop on you and put like the Devala over here, you can't really control your defense like that, right? But you can set yourself up to make it more difficult for them to accomplish what they want to accomplish, okay? The other thing you could do is you could put like a ranged up in the front, and then that way they will all collapse over to one side. Still doesn't mean she'll target the right one, especially on defense, but that's something you can do. Another thing you can do for like a defense setup, as I take her out, hang on here. Love it when my mouse cooperates, is you can put her there in the 2 slot, okay? Which is going to make her harder for them to plan and prep and get away from. It's going to make it harder for your opponent to attack her and to target her to take her out quickly. Like if I see a female Gultung on the back line, there's several ways that we can get to the back line now. We can use the male bug. We can use the good old male tide. Okay, there's several, we can use Mr. Yiv. There's a couple of assassins that'll get onto the back line now. So as far as like defense, because you don't know what's going to attack you when you're on defense, the 2 slot is a good slot for her. She will attack, whatever side is weighted there, but it prevents them from targeting her. So that's how I would line her up. And again, if you have the opportunity to see what you're fighting and then you can rearrange, then like I said, obviously you want her across from whatever your priority target's going to be. If your priority target is in the 2 slot, then do like what I said, and weight your, I don't know why I won't grab her. Weight your front line towards one side by putting a tank on one side, not tanks on both sides, and then put her behind the tank, and then everybody will funnel towards the tank. If you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, then go watch my positioning video. Let me know what you think about female Gultung in the comments below. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm Belligerent. Peace.